Hello.
Guys. Last time I was here, I talked about a dear friend of mine. This time, I'm talking about my favorite person, me. Let's just put it out there. Let's get the elephant out in the room. I am a big woman. I am a big woman. I have been tall my whole life, but I didn't get big until I was in my 30s when my metabolism went and went in reverse.
Yeah.
And then everything changed. But I've always been tall. Now, I never grew up with the stigmatism. No one ever called me names except for Jolly Green because I was so tall. They used to say I looked like a zipper because I was so skinny. If I stuck my tongue out and turned sideways, I was a zipper. I never had any issues with my weight growing up. And when I was in my 30s, like I said, everything changed. So can you tell me some words that you think that are nice words to say about someone who is a big woman?
Curvy.
Curvy.
Big bone.
Big bone. Oh,
Thick with 2 C's.
big with what?
Thick with 2 C's.
Thick. Bigger than a Snicker. Voluptuous. My mother would always say I was voluptuous. Well, she said she was voluptuous. But that's a whole other story. That's how my dad picked her up on the beach. The one that I really hate, though, is plus size. Yeah. I hate that word. That are 2 words. I hate those words because, they really don't mean anything. Plus size is just something somebody made up. And it makes you feel like everything you wear is plus. Everything has to be bigger. You're bigger than everybody else. I read today that the average size of a woman's clothes in 2023 is a size 16. A 16. Plus starts in some stores at 10. It's crazy. Just think about it. Anyway, I just had to throw that out there. It's just a little something that gets under my skin. But what I'm here today is to talk about how I'm standing up for myself right now. I'm standing up for myself because I'm making myself better. I'm working on my life. I'm trying to better myself. And the way I did it was through gastric bypass surgery. Now, there's a little story about how I got here. Like I said, I didn't start getting bigger. I started working at UGA, sitting on my butt all day, and I quit going up and I started going out. And so, I'm rambling.
You're great.
Go, Kat. Anyway, I got bigger and bigger, and I ended up getting so big. I weighed about 388 pounds, which is, listen, that's big. You listen to the football games, and they go, that guy's big, man. He weighs 300 pounds and 6'4", and I'm thinking, my God, I weighed that when I was, 25. Anyway, I went to New York City. I've been looking forward to this trip. I am a huge fan of Hugh Jackman, the man. Huge fan. And he did The Music Man in New York City, and my friends and I were going to go. Well, COVID hit, and they had to keep sending it over, moving it. And eventually, we couldn't go until 2022. Well, a little bit of backstory. I had cancer. And when I had cancer, I ballooned because I was on steroids. So I weighed almost 400 pounds, 393 pounds when I finally finished with my cancer. I lost some weight after that. Then COVID hit, I lost some weight, and then I gained it back. So we went to New York with my friends. I've been waiting, we were going to celebrate. And I get there, I can't do anything. I can't do anything because I'm so big. I can't fit anything. I had to get two seats in an airplane. Something about being large is when you go in a restaurant, the first thing you look at is how big are the booths? Can I sit in a booth? Do I have to sit at a table? My friends have always helped me out for that. And New York was the same way. Everywhere I went, I was afraid I wasn't going to fit. So my friends and I were in the room one night, and I had gotten a little loaded that afternoon and bought a $500 bottle of pink Dom Perignon champagne. And as we were drinking this bottle, I told them, I said, look, I'm not going to be able to do all the things I wanted to do. We're going to have to Uber everywhere. I can't walk. I can't do it. And my friends told me how worried they were about me. My friend Stacy actually told me just recently, she said, I thought I was going to have to call my brother who worked at Mount Sinai because we were so worried that you were going to drop any minute because you were, but she told me that I just turned 65. She goes, you know Medicare pays for gastric bypass. I said, what? She goes, it does. I said, oh my gosh. That moment changed my life. I went home, I called my doctor, he got me an appointment with a doctor in Atlanta. By September, I was having surgery. 388 pounds. I stood up for myself. And I made myself do this, and it was not easy, let me tell you. Drinking, what are those little chocolate protein drinks? Oh my gosh. Broth, protein, liquid diet, but I'm rambling. The story I want to tell is, after I had my surgery, I was not missing the Georgia-Florida football game. We go to the Georgia-Florida game every year and stay in Amelia Island in a condo. I was not missing that, no matter what. If I had to crawl, I was going to be there. So we went, and I went out on the beach, but I was so weak because I'd been starving myself for like 2 months. I was so weak. I could barely make it up the dunes. I mean, my friends were pulling me and helping me. So we went to a part of the beach where I could walk out on the beach without going on dunes. And I sat in a Georgia tailgate chair in the sand, and it started to sink. And before you know it, my butt was on the sand because I was in the water. Well, I tried to get out of the chair, I scooted out. I'm sitting on the sand, but this is that little quicksandy sand. I couldn't get up. I could not get up. I could not stand up. I couldn't do anything. It took 4 people to get me up, using every kind of leverage you can imagine. You stand over here, you do this, you do that, up, down. And finally, these 4 wonderful people, including my friend Jennifer, got me up. I was embarrassed, yes, but I was doing something about it because I had just had that surgery and I was weak as hell, but I was doing something. Last month, we went to the Georgia-Florida game. Guess what I did? I went out on the beach. I stood in that nasty sand. I fell on my ass, and I got my ass up. It felt so damn good. Just a little backstory on what I'm wearing really quick. This is my Bruce Springsteen t-shirt that I bought when he did a Magic tour back in 2016. I have never been able to wear it. Aww. And I figured Bruce needed pearls. Anyway, that's my story. You've got to stand up for yourself, no matter how old you are. I'm 67 years old. At 65, I had gastric bypass surgery. I changed my life. You've got to stand up for yourself. Be strong. Believe in yourself. You can do anything that you want at any time, at any age. Go out there and get it.